Hello and welcome to the Hugh Hatrick Show on a very special evening where we are interviewing two drivers from the Tier 4 of the SMA GT500 Championship. It is one of South Africa's top sim racing communities. And we're here for really, it's kind of round four for me to interview the Tier 4 drivers. It's been such a big championship. There's been 5 tiers altogether. But tonight I've been joined by two guests and two drivers from that championship from Tier 4. First of all, I'll introduce Shahida, aka TNR Mami Khan. Good to see you. How are you doing?
Good, good, good. Good to be back.
Yes, you've come in for a second go. And we've also got Byron, aka TNR Bay. Is that how I pronounce that right? I hope so. How are you doing? Oh, there's a wee bit of a delay there.
Yep,
All
I
good?
think the layers on my side.
Not to worry, as long as you can hear us. There we go. So Byron, you're in obviously you're in Tier 4. How did your championship go? Now that it's all finished, are you happy with your results and where you finished? Oh, I think he's still there. It might be your internet. You might, if you could possibly, I don't know if you can get wired internet or be a wee bit nearer to your router. Are you there?
Change the router. I'm back. All good. Good to
All
go.
good. There we are. Right, that's it. There we go. So how did you get on in your championship? Now that it's all finished, are you happy with your results?
Were you posing to me?
Yes. Sorry.
I'm very happy. I'm very happy. It was my first championship. I started last year in August with TNR, and I've been growing ever since. So I ended up sixth or seventh in Tier 4, and I had my first podium Monday. I came second, and I'm still excited. So
Eh? It hasn't worn off. That's pretty good going, isn't it? Because it's a tough championship. And I have to say, I mean, that car, I did practice in the Aston Martin on Monday morning, and I was nowhere. I was like 1.6. I was struggling to do a 16.5 in qualifying on the softs. And I was just trying to practice just to try and see where I was and how long the tires lasted. So people are really quick. We're seeing lots of good times and it's quite a thing. So did you find it's been a big learning curve joining the tier that were just starting out last year and to where you've come now?
definitely been a big learning curve. Special mention to all of the TNR members, especially Mami Khan doing the admin and Ghost Rider giving tips. Uncle Ibi, Wipers TNR, Vipperman, uh, Pegasus, as you know him,
Yeah.
uh, every single body, Mbappe, TNR 007, Mags, every single body, everybody contributed in some way, even if it was advice and explaining understeer, trail braking, which I'm still learning
Hmm.
as we go along. But it was absolutely brilliant. I did on Monday. I did arrive and drive because I didn't have real practice with that car.
Yeah.
I heard the strat about the guy speaking about saving tires for myself, and I don't want to brag about it. I feel absolutely over the moon over that second place because I
Yeah.
saved my tires for 16 laps and I did 7 laps on the softs last. I had brilliant. Sorry for bragging about it, but I'm still excited about it, as you
Yeah.
can hear.
Yeah. No, it's great when it goes well, when you plan it out and the strategy works and you get a good result. No, that's fantastic. And to Shahida, how did you get on Monday night for the final round of the series? I know you were greatly looking forward to it.
Um, I'm qualified on pole.
Uh,
Then I messed up my start. I forgot to put my foot on the brakes and then ended up at the back. I managed to claw my way through until the front of the pack. I finished third.
Excellent.
I spun on the last corner, and Byron he reaped the reward and he managed to bag second place, which I'm very happy for. He deserved it. He really deserved that P2 on Monday night.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And it sounds like your championship as well. There's been quite a lot of different podium, get people getting on the podium, lots of exciting overtakes. I mean, we mainly see tier one, obviously, as we're commentating on that. But it sounds like there's been, from what I've heard from Robin, is that all the drivers, really need to be heard because they've done a really great job. Did you find, Shahida, who was your main rival that you were trying to beat this season? Did you have anyone in particular?
Um, the first half of the season didn't go that well for me. I struggled with quali. I struggled with that Audi. I only managed to get the hang of the car the last 3 minutes of quali.
Yeah.
And I was then happy. I was made peace with ending up in tier 4. Then once the tiers were locked, Ken Dog, he then became my rival.
That's the way to do
And
it.
we had some good battles in the last in the last 6 races of the season.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So yeah, no, it's great. I mean, it was a lot to do because the first 6 races, as you say, the tiers were open, and the cars were the older style cars. They were tricky to drive. How did you find them, and what made you choose the car that you have for the season, like the manufacturer? Was there any particular influences that made you take that car?
Well, we went with the advice from Leviticus. I think 90% of us use the GTR, and 2 or 3 use the Honda, and I think 1 or 2 use the Lexus. So it was with us, the bulk using the GTR. We had a better understanding, especially for those that are not that competitive and not understanding the car that well. So we had lots of great input from those drivers, our tier 1 drivers as well.
Yeah. So did you ever watch because I know a lot of the drivers after they'd finished the races earlier in the day, they would come along and watch the tier 1 race. Did you find that was a nice way to spend a Monday night after your race to go and watch the tier 1 drivers and see how they were doing?
Yeah, definitely. For me, it was exciting. Um, I was never into motorsports. I knew about F1, but not too heavy into it. I'm more into the sim racing than real cars.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is totally exciting to watch the tier 1 guys and rooting for the guys and even great driving skills. And for me, it's just learning and enjoying it. Absolutely enjoying it. The strats, I know more or less a little bit of tires and a little bit of fuel saving and stuff, but actually trying to put this knowledge to use in this game, for me, it's something new and it's very exciting. Absolutely
Yeah.
exciting.
That's the thing. And what was your favorite round of the championship, Byron? What did you find the best combination, best track with your car?
Obviously it was Monday night. Nothing can beat this past Monday night. But every single track was a learning curve, and every position that I pushed myself to what I can do and try and bet and growing every single time I race. So it is absolutely brilliant. And the event that was put together, absolutely brilliant. The organizers of this thing, Uncle Fred, Edmund, Mommy, and Robin, and all the behind the people, absolutely brilliant. And involving us lower rated guys, including myself, Mommy is absolutely brilliant. She belongs in tier 2 at least. But having something for us guys that it's a hobby, it's a pastime, and giving recognition to us. When I started off at TNR, I won thousands of a second. When I improved my time, it was like I won the world championship. The way everybody rooted for me, and it made
Yeah.
me feel special in some kind of way. I won second place last year in Quali Kings Group C, I think. And for me, it was an achievement. I've got my little certificate, and it just makes you feel part of a community. You can actually call it a family from your family, so to
Yeah,
speak.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing, isn't it? It's nice to have that competition, and if you feel you can be competitive, it's really good, isn't it? Or you have somebody there that you kind of follow. I'm having to use for some unknown reason. Sir Mags thinks I'm very quick on GT7 and keeps saying I could easily beat all these tier one drivers, of which I cannot. But as I find out in practice on Monday, but it's all about, you know, I suppose they've done so much practice and they know their machinery really well. What has been the most surprising skill do you think you've learned in sim racing as you've done this championship? I'll go to you, Shahida. What's been the biggest surprise that you think you've learned?
Well, for me, it was basically keeping up with our top guys. I'm talking about our TNR guys. So when I started off playing GT7, I was like 4 seconds off from them. Now I am not on their pace, but 2 tenths off from them, 3 tenths sometimes, and sometimes I even beat their times, especially with the Poly Kings. So just being able to improve my pace with those guys. Like we always say, when we practice, I don't want to practice with the guys that is in my tier. I want to practice with the guys that are in the top tiers so that I can learn from them. I can learn their lines and I can learn how they go about doing things. So whenever we did a practice, I would save the race. And then I would go and study the race so that I know exactly, okay, this is what I need to do when I go into my race.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that is the thing. And how about you, Byron? What would you say has been the most surprising thing that you've learned in your time doing the GT500 championship?
That I can actually be faster every single time. And TNR Lutari taught me, take it slow, but push it to the max every single lap. And with all due respect, that is why he spun out a couple of times in some of the races, but I enjoyed even that. So I've learned like the cornering, the art of that. I'm not there 100%. The trail breaking part, the entering in the corners, and actually when I get something right that somebody tried to explain to me, that is absolutely satisfying. So I've learned a lot. I've come a long way because I'll say since I've started, I at least I've improved by 4 seconds. My time in total 4 seconds.
Wow.
Maybe Shaida can help me there, but I definitely became quicker as from
Yeah.
where I started.
It is a skill with GT7 though, isn't it? To learn how to drive, you know, to race those cars properly. And if you're doing a lot of racing, that's a good thing. You can practice and then in turn find those little things that make it work, whether it's, you know, changing up at certain points a little bit earlier or a little bit later, a little bit of engine braking, isn't it? Using the gears to help slow you down. Although that doesn't work in all the cars, isn't it? It's kind of it is tricky to know which, you know, how to approach every car and every kind of circuit. Well, I was trying to think, whenever you've been in a race and maybe you've been further down the field, was there ever a time when you think, "Oh no, this is going to be this is the race to drop," and did it dramatically change? Or of course, in fact, Shada, you were saying that you went to the bottom of the field on Monday's race, but then you worked your way back up and got third place. But for you, Byron, was there ever a race when you thought, "Oh, this is where I'm further down than I want to be"? You know, and did you manage to make those to overcome that? Or what was the race that you wanted to drop?
What I've learned with this racing is that the tiers, locking in the tiers, you do get drivers that are very consistent, and that is where I'm trying to get to be at is consistency. And I adapted a never give up approach because I don't know what might happen in front with the drivers because I'm not a tier one level driver and somebody might make a mistake. So the never give up attitude that I've learned from this sim racing or from driving in GT7 is actually a great thing for me, because I fight till the end, even if I'm ninth or 10th. I don't care, as long as I fight, I'm in the race. As long as I race, I can make up positions anyway and end up higher than I would like to be. That answers your question. And that is, I fought for that race on Monday night. I'm referring it to, as I said, I'm on a high still. I'm
Yeah.
referring it to it every time. Um, I fought in that race and I thought, okay, I'm going to try and do a two-stopper. That's it, bottom line.
Yeah.
And I made it work. It was almost like a Dicky move in tier one, where he drove on the intermediate tires way before he had to, and he pulled it off.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's so
that
it's
answers your
quite a
question.
yeah. I mean, the thing is, it was so close on Monday night with strategies, and you could see what people were trying to do. But it's very easy, especially with the fuel consumption being so high. And with that as well as the high tire combination, you can suddenly think, oh, I've got enough, or you've saved a bit, and then all of a sudden you'll put your fuel consumption up to give you a bit more power, and before you know it, you've run out of fuel, isn't it? Or it's on empty. There's so many things. I've been very impressed by the way all the drivers have been able to cope with the strategies and just because it's a long race. A 15-minute race is a long race. And being able to kind of be consistent. We didn't really have many kind of major accidents. There was a few spins here and there. But how have you found the quality of the drivers? Have you been quite impressed overall with the drivers in Tier 4? I'll go to you first, Shahida.
Yes. Once the tiers were locked, we could finally see the consistency. In the previous rounds, it was ups and downs, incidences and things, And I also felt that it's no use. I'm lost now. I had an incident with someone. I have to start, and I'm trying to chase and chase. And I felt like, you know what? Let me finish where I finish. The senseless fighting, because everybody wasn't on pace with each other. But once the tiers were locked, we were all
Yeah,
basically on pace. Hardly any incidences, and we could have that battles that we were looking forward to.
yeah,
Mm,
yeah.
Yeah.
And how about
absolutely.
you? How about you, Byron?
No, I definitely agree with that. I had a couple of races where I struggled with Puba Brian. Some tracks I outpaced him a bit. Um, then I got to learn their driving styles, their lines, and blocking. And for me, it's all new, as I said. So figuring out how people drive, or taking the line and learning to brake before the corner so you can have a bit more speed out of it, and getting a passing move. As I said, it's all a learning curve. And as I went along, I learned a lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to next season. And luckily, I'm not getting any gear soon, because my wife already said, no, this is enough now for you. So at least I've got something now. So I'm
Yeah,
definitely set for next season. I can't wait for next season to start.
yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, we have some very good comments by those in watching on YouTube, and welcome along to all of you watching. It's great to see you. Now, we've got Sir Mags is saying that one day he'll be as fast as Shahida and also have an accent like Shahida. And, so, and then he is going on to ask, question for all: did you all get your glasses at Specsavers? Well, only Sir Mags
Sorry.
could ask that and get away with it. But yes, and no, we did have a very fun. We had a question earlier on from Captain Slow, I think it was, and he says, "How tall are you, Byron? You look as if you're about 6'4". That has been the assessment from those in the comments. Can you back that up? Are you over 6 foot?
Nah. I'm about 1.65. Not the tallest, but I pack a punch.
I, well, you know what? That after that question, my good friend Rue, who is in the comments here, he said that I was 6 foot wide and not 6'4" wide. I'll have to fire him for that one. I'll have to get him. I'll have to get my own back after that. I know it's good fun in the communities. And how do you find it all? Because you're in the different groups, TNR, and of course that's the same one for you two. Do you find there's good camaraderie between you to try and learn the skills you need, or learn the strategies to try and be more competitive for the next race?
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Having a team that backs you and that's there to support you, whether you come first, whether you come last in a race, whether you are doing a competitive race, whether it is a manufacturer's or a daily race, the team is always there to support you. And that makes a big difference. Just to go back before joining a team, it was just myself and my husband. We would be playing GT7 and we knew no one in the community. And when I started doing dailies, we then started getting the feel of the game because I was not interested at all in GT7. And my husband insisted, give it a go, give it a go. And then I did. And a few months later, I found myself doing a ladies championship. And that went well. I didn't know what I was getting myself into, but I just felt that I wanted to race with ladies, be on the same playing field with my peer that I'm racing with.
Yeah.
And I finished 5th, which was awesome because I was actually racing against real life race drivers.
Wow.
And they all came from GT Sport as well. So I learned a lot from them. I had a mentor there as well that season. One of the ladies that was the fastest. She would give us advice, what to do, how to brake, how to drive the cars. And then when my second season came, we were approached by, myself and my husband, we were approached by Captain Slow from TNR. And boy, did that make a difference. I managed to get to 3rd overall in the championship. And that was just having a team with knowledge that could support you every single practice race, whether the guys liked the car or not. They came out in numbers to support me practice. And I'm so grateful for them. And there's one thing I told Sir Mags I will mention. So when my second season started, my 3rd season, apologies. When that red mist kicks in and you just at that point where you want to give up. And he then became my racing engineer, and he would just be in my ear, watch my screen, and he would tell me, breathe. And he would just calm me down, and I would then start focusing. And he always told me, remember, you're not racing the person behind you. They're 4 seconds behind you. You're racing the person ahead of you. So stop thinking about the person, because I would say, but they're getting closer, they're getting closer. And he says, no, that's 4 seconds. That's at least another 2 or 3 laps before they even can catch up with you. And when I do catch on nonsense on track, his most famous words to me was, woman, your driving is starting to irritate me. And I would just burst out into laughter. And then it's like, here we go. We've just made up time. And I then again, that season, again, 3rd on the podium.
Yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. Now, what I think it was Captain Sir Mags claimed, Byron, that you own a cookie factory. Is that the case?
That's not really the truth, but I do have a side hustle in doing the cookies, selling cookies. So that goes fine, just to maybe get some potentiometer for my brake pedals or whatever the case may be, some sort of upgrade. So yeah.
And if you fill up on cookies before the race, you're going to be on a sugar high, kind of ready to go, and hope it lasts long enough for the whole race. Otherwise, it could be disastrous at the end.
Yes, definitely. I have a cookie or 2 before the race, just to boost my energy levels.
Now that's the thing. That now we've got lots of people in the comments. It's great to see Keith Boonio all the way from Arizona. And now we've also had, let's have a quick look down here. Mabape Keynes is in there as well. And we've got Ghost Rider. So we've got lots of people coming in. It's great to see you all. And I've actually got a question for Captain Slow, because he's been very good in the championship. We've seen him drive in Tier 1. And but on Monday he struggled with that Aston Martin. So for Captain Slow, you can put in the comments what happened. What happened to you on Monday night? Because we saw that you were in the race, but you were struggling, and normally you're right up the front, causing lots of grief to all the drivers right up at the top of the table. But hopefully you'll have to master that Aston Martin, or the next time they have one of these special races, you'll be making sure that it's a car that you like. That we've just been look, David Hendricks has just joined us. Welcome along indeed. It's good to see you. And he is saying, Byron, you're eating up your profits from your cookies if you're eating them all before you race. That that's the thing. So I know that Shahira is not going to be doing the MSA Championship, but Byron, are you going to be doing the MSA Championship?
No, I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm not ready for that yet. So maybe I'll give it a go next time around.
Yeah, because season 2 of SMA won't be too far away. That it's not. I think is it after MSA? So maybe be in the autumn time by the time they do that.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah. No, that'll be one to watch. Now, Captain Slow has gotten back to us. He said, honestly, I did not practice. Lots of love. I was playing Grand Theft Auto. It's the wrong game. A wrong game, man. You're gonna play GT7. That's a kind of mistake I would get caught out with. Although I have to admit, I am looking forward to the next Grand Theft Auto when it comes out. Now, here we are. A question for from Sir Mags for Shahida. What cars are that behind you? Right. So it's in the picture behind you. That looks like
some old school cars. Some old cars from the UK. Yeah, just some old cars in the background.
That's the thing. And here's the thing for you. Do you find that because you are avid GT7 players, do you think your real road driving has actually improved since you've done more racing? Or do you think you just got more aggressive? I'll go to Byron first.
Not really. I keep my road driving still safe, and my track driving, I found myself, it was a bit rainy. It was raining today. And then it was raining that much that I couldn't see the line. And then when I eventually got into the right lane, I thought to myself, okay, I'm not actually driving GT7 now, so I need to stay in my lane. I can't get a racing line out of this. So, yeah.
That's it, isn't it? How about you, Shahida? Are you finding that you're now more kind of, is there a red mist behind the real road driving, or are you still as calm as always?
Well, let's just say I use my red mist telepathically. It's like this driver needs to put on his indicator, and then next second the indicator goes on. So I try to keep myself calm behind the wheel, and just remember that you cannot just go into the pits and your car's repaired. So you just need to keep calm on the road. But yes, I do feel my driving, my real life driving is much better as well. I mean, I haven't been a bad driver, and my husband will trust me with whatever car he puts me in. So I'm a really good driver.
Yeah. I remember once I went to Brooklands, which is the home of Mercedes-Benz in the UK, at the old Brooklands Museum, and you can do like performance driving there. And they put me in. It was a C43 four-wheel drive saloon. So it's a lovely car to drive. This is about 5 years ago. And when I went around the kind of performance handling track, it was amazing this how because I'd actually driven that car on previous games, but in real life it was actually easier. It actually turned in a bit better, braked a bit better, and felt more alive, than what I was used to. And then they took us on a skid pan where we had to steer the car through the some cones, and it was all wet. And I actually found that my reactions to the car going out of control, trying to control the slides, had improved. And the driver, who was actually a touring car driver, said that was quite good. So I definitely think the skills that you learn on the on GT7 and on the sim racing can definitely help you in real driving. And it has probably made me far more aggressive, even as a bus driver. I'm thinking, right, I can get past here. Just give me some room, a long hill, a long downhill section, and I'll be past them. But so no, that's the thing. Now, Captain Slow has got a question for you, Byron. He says, "What happened to Arsenal?" He presumes that must be
Um,
your football team.
yes, definitely. Can I? Let's do the next question.
Now, this is what I think we've had
uh,
before.
oh,
But,
oh, well, you win some, you lose some. So
yeah,
we don't want to go the Manchester United route. So let's leave it at that.
uh, we've got a question for Shahida. Are you faster than your husband?
Um,
I wouldn't
let's
get that
just
on
say
any other show.
we are on similar pace. We are on similar pace.
Yeah. It's funny though, isn't it? How certain circuits you can just maybe get a corner right or reverse. Someone's quicker by you, and you just can't get. Say it could be a long left-hander because got a lot of GT7 tracks have lots of really challenging corners. I found the one that they had for Daily Race was it Daily Race C last week when it was Miami with the extra bit on the Group 4. Those long
The
corners
full
were
track.
so tricky, weren't they? I mean, it's a great circuit, but you can use all the curbs, but some curbs worked, some curbs didn't, and you had to look so far ahead, and it was very easy to get out of position. You do a good lap for most of it, and then all of a sudden, one little complex, it was really easy to kind of outbrake yourself or things like that. It's kind of it's managing all these little bits and trying to put the whole lap together to make it all work. So, what do you think for season 2? What are going to be your goals? What are the kind of hopes that you would try and achieve in season 2? I'll start with you, Shahida.
Well, definitely to be in a higher tier. Um, I actually want tier 4.
Yeah,
So
which is great. Yeah, that's fantastic.
I should tier 2 or 3, preferably 3, because the way the competition was in tier 2 was just as hectic as tier 3.
Yeah,
So I mean tier 1. I mean, apologies. So tier 3, and yeah, and also try to get to podium again.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's fantastic. And how about you, Byron? What are your hopes and aims for season 2?
For me, definitely tier 4. It's fine for now. Next season, I would definitely like to finish higher up. Maybe a podium, at least third.
Hmm.
It's doable with
Yeah,
practice, and there's still time in between. So I
yeah,
think it's definitely doable, and we all grow together at the
yeah,
end of the
yeah.
day.
Oh, fantastic. No, that's really good. Now, I've got a question from Captain Slow to you, Byron. Is there an advantage to joining a sim racing team, or do you feel it's better to go solo?
Some racing team is definitely better because it's like TNR Wiki said, you think you are fast if you're on your own. But if you
Yeah,
join a team, then you see there are people that's much faster than you are.
yeah,
So benefits, definitely a lot of benefits in joining a team and learning from everybody. And the atmosphere is absolutely electrifying because Monday nights we usually watch the tier 1 race, and then we are in comms. A few of us are in comms, and
yeah,
everybody gets excited for a pass or a move, or it's just a different environment as some racing, as I said, and in joining a team. I don't know about the other teams, and for as long as TNR will have me, I will be a member of TNR. Even if I'm
yeah,
the only member left, I will be a member.
yeah. No, it's fantastic. I mean, it's great to see the camaraderie and things work and improve, and the competitive nature of the whole series and everyone involved trying to do their best and moving up the tiers. And it's been great to watch on tier 1, especially as we've been commentating. But we've seen that filter right the way through. the whole series, and it's really encouraging. And a big credit to Robin and all the administration team for doing so much work to put it together and to make it come out so well. And really, I think it shows the top South African sim racers in the community and representing their country. And I think going on to MSA, even though I know you guys aren't involved in that so much, but it's a great step forward, and I'm sure it will go on to be a great series. And no doubt I'll be following that and interviewing the drivers in that championship as it starts in about 4 weeks' time. That and Sir Mags has just said, I did a 16.2 on Spa this week. That would have been lovely. I think I got into the 17s, just I think it was. So that's not too bad for me. That but no, that's the thing. So is there anything you would like to as we kind of wrap things up? What would you have you got any questions for each other? Actually, I can ask you that. Shahida, do you have any questions for Byron as a team member there that you would like to say for the moment? Maybe something that's come up throughout the championship that you would like to it could be good or bad. You're more than welcome.
I don't think so. I mean, we know each other so well, on track and stuff like that. I don't even think there's a question I need to ask him.
That's fine. Now, actually, Captain Slow has asked a question for Mummy. Says, what motivation do you use before a race?
Let me just see what they say in the comments.
So what motivation do you use before a race? What fires you up? What gets you ready?
I'm more nervous than anything when I race, when I start the race. It's like my husband will say, it's not your first race. You've been doing this for a while now, but I'm always nervous. And yes, I see they're talking about my smokes there in the comments. And yes, that's the first thing I have to do. I'll be telling the guys, it will be 5 minutes before the race starts, and I'll have them in comms before the race starts. And they're like, you guys, now I'm just busy outside quickly. Don't start the race without me.
That sounds like James Hunt. I'm sure he used to have a cigarette before he went in a Grand Prix car and things like that, didn't he? That was it. That's the way. But here we go. I'll put Byron back. Comes back to there. There we go. No, that's fantastic. That because it is kind of you need something, isn't it, to kind of get you focused and get you ready for the race. Neil has just joined us, and he's saying hello. I'm all a bag of nerves still because Neil got a fantastic performance. He finished third on Monday night, and that great race, and almost he was in second for a good part of it, and just sadly on that last wee bit, unfortunately, couldn't quite hang on to it. But a great performance by Neil. We were all over the moon when we saw that, which was great. But yeah, and to you, Byron, I'll ask that same question. What do you use? How do you get motivated, ready for the race?
Motivation is just to try and do well, so I can represent the TNR team name. Yeah. And for me, that's basically motivation enough to be part of something so special. It's motivation enough for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good. Sir Mags has said, D-rated drivers don't get nervous. That I'm sure they do. That and now TNR Captain So has said, last question for By says, does practice beat talent? To you, Byron.
Oh, what's the question for me?
Yeah, does practice beat talent?
I don't think so. Natural talent, like DKS, yeah. You can't match that. Yeah. But practice does help. It does definitely help.
Aye, no, absolutely. No, it's fantastic, isn't it? And well done for getting these great results, and to Shahida for winning Tier 4. I mean, the T4 champion. That's a great way to go into the next round when it starts later on in the year. It will be something. And for everybody watching, if you've not already signed up to SMA for the YouTube channel, it's in the comments there, so it's in the description. You can see the YouTube there, and you can subscribe. But it's been fantastic to have Shahida and Byron tonight from Tier 4. We're going to be doing Tier 5 next week, and then there'll be all sorts of interviews. We hope to have Levitius and many of the other drivers from the SMA also doing one-to-one interviews too. But any last words for the community from you both, Shahida and Byron, before we close up?
There is one thing I'd like to ask. Throughout the season, I've been the only female competing with the guys. Even in Quali Kings, late at the end of the season, a lady joined Quali Kings. Hopefully for the next season, if there are any ladies out there in South Africa that are shy to race with the guys, join SMA, join the Discord. In the near future, if we get enough ladies, we'll start up a ladies only championship as well. So don't be shy. I cannot be the only female competing with our guys.
There we are. Hopefully there'll be more joining soon. Do you, Byron, any last few words you'd like to say to the community?
Thank you very much for everybody tuning in. Special thanks to you, Robin, Mami, and Fred, and everybody participating in this championship. Thank you, guys. This is something really special, and let's keep the sport growing.
Fantastic. Oh, that's great. Well, we look forward to season 2 and seeing you compete, and hopefully we'll be seeing you up there, challenging in the top tiers and doing extremely well. But it's been a pleasure and an honor to have you on the show. We do appreciate you putting your time aside tonight to come on the show. And for Shahida, who came on twice, who liked it so much, she tried it for a second time. It's been great fun. And Captain Slow has just said that I'm a TNR Hugh Hatrick. Well, I'd be very honoured. To be in your team there. That's very, very kind. Thank you very much indeed. If I can get that South African passport, maybe they'll let me in. We'll have to see. But take care, everyone. Stay on the line as I finish the show. But to everybody watching, you've been watching the Hugh Hatrick Show with the SMA GT500 Championship Tier 4 drivers. So remember, drive fast and try not to crash. We'll see you very soon. Bye just now.